What video game YouTube channel is worth its subscriber count without at least one list of iconic guns in gaming? So that's what we here at The Leaderboard are bringing you with our very own list of the most iconic guns in gaming. We'll be breaking down why each gun is iconic as well as a list of their stats. Hi, I'm your host Kyle Stover here with The Leaderboard. Let's break into the arsenal and let's count down these 11 most iconic guns in gaming. Let's get started. Number 11, Saints Row 4's Dubstep Gun. The Saints Row series is memorable as a crazy, over-the-top younger sibling of the Grand Theft Auto series. Always desperate for attention, Saints Row gifted players with a lot of powers and bizarre weapons to wield against its enemies. Of these, one of the most iconic guns was the Dubstep Gun. No, it does not have a fancier name than that. The game developers kind of knew that pretending this was anything else than appealing to the rising dubstep trend was pointless. True to its name, the Dubstep Gun fired with a rhythmic beat, dropping blasts and bass with every pull of the trigger. Laser light shows followed every shot, with car hydraulics activated and pedestrians broken into dance. Unleashed an automatic fire with a potential infinite ammo pack size, all one had to do was manage the recharge and drop the base as targets presented themselves. Doing a high amount of damage combined with a high rate of fire, one noted downside was the increased notoriety gained by the player while in use. As long as you could find a gun song that didn't drive you crazy, you could use it to your inner DJ's heart's content. Number 10, Dead Space's Plasma Cutter. In space, no one can hear you scream as you run down abandoned hallways, dismembering horrifying space parasites as you go, namely because everyone else was dead or turned by the aforementioned space parasite. Thankfully, from early on, you have your trusted Plasma Cutter with you in Dead Space. While technically a directed energy mining tool, this tool is primarily used in-game for cutting limbs off of enemies and slicing them down to size. Remember, mining tools don't kill people. Bolts of ionized plasma kill people. And tentacles. And whatever that is. No, I don't like looking at it. Take it off the screen. While not the strongest tool on your belt in Dead Space, it was a reliable one, with players often falling back on it when things got dicey. It had a high rate of fire and worked best at short to medium ranges, aided in part by 3 aiming lights to accurately line up your shots. Shots could be fired horizontally or vertically by switching between 2 modes as needed on the fly. While not great against swarming enemies, it excelled at chopping limbs off and leaving enemies crawling along the floor behind you. Number 9, Fallout 3's Fatman. It's not like throwing around more radiation was going to be a problem in the already radioactive wasteland that once was America. At least that seems to be the mindset behind this tactical nuke catapult, which launched a single mini nuke at whatever poor soul you cared to smite. With a large blast area and high damage output per shot, you wanted to make sure you were standing way back from whatever you were aiming at. Like further back than that. Like where you're at now, but like even further back. With only one mini nuke at the ready, you better hope that you didn't need another small yield tactical nuke, as this gun has a reload of 3 whole seconds. Add on the very limited, sparse ammo supply hidden throughout the wasteland, and you kept those fat boys for only the biggest and toughest of targets. Due to the arcing nature of the projectile, VATS was the preferred method of aiming and firing safely and accurately from a distance. With a range of nearly 150 yards, a wide blast area, and deadly irradiated fallout in its wake, you usually only needed one to turn just about any problem into a fiery mushroom of death. Number 8, Call of Duty's Desert Eagle, or the Deagle for short. One of the only guns on this list based on a real-world gun, the Desert Eagle is next. Disproportionately way more popular in the games than its IRL counterpart, the Call of Duty series especially loves to pick this handgun as its main sidearm. Still, it's big, it packs a punch, so it's not hard to see why it's loved so much. While one of the smaller guns on the lists, it's still not a weapon to be underestimated. With semi-auto firing, a 7-round magazine, most players found its sheer power very attractive. Yet as one of the loudest guns in the game, damage drop-off at long range, and combined with a high visual recoil that left it at a relatively slow firing rate, it was not without its drawbacks. Number 7, Mega Man's Mega Buster. From a simpler time in gaming's history, this blast from the past is literally always at Mega Man's side, because it's literally attached to his arm, sometimes even to both of them. The Mega Buster is also known as the arm cannon and plasma cannon, depending on which part of the world you lived in, with over 100 titles in the Mega Man series. Mega Man's gameplay made up a great number of early gaming childhoods and left its mark on generations of gamers over the years. As a default, the Buster fired unlimited solar pellets that, if they didn't hit enemies, would continue through walls and off-screen screen. Being one of the earliest guns in the list from a 2D pixel side-scroller era, is a little hard to compare this gun against the others fairly. The true power of the gun came from Mega Man's ability to leverage the powers of defeated foes to utilize different attacks and enemy techniques. Other power-ups include multi-shots, charge attacks, lasers, and piercing attacks, making this multi-tool gun extremely versatile. Number 6. Halo's Assault Rifle. Halo was the shooter that reigned as the undeniable king of the Xbox console, with the Master Chief's armor being one of the most iconic looks in gaming still today. But it's not his armor that's made it onto this list, but his main weapon of choice, as seen on the cover of Halo Combat Evolve and throughout the Halo series. Though it went missing in Halo 2, popular demand from fans brought the iconic weapon back as a staple in the Halo arsenal. Officially defined as the MA-5B Individual Combat Weapons System by the UNSC Marines, the assault rifle has gone through a number of different versions and modifications over the series. The original could hold 60 rounds and 11 magazines, and was designed for automatic fire at enemies in close to medium range. At longer distances and when fired continuously, its accuracy drops significantly. While standard in most campaign missions, it excels at nothing really, and is often quick to be dropped for more specialized weapons on the battlefield. Number 5. Half-Life 2's Zero-Point Energy Field Manipulator, or as the rest of us know it as, the Gravity Gun. Half-Life's silent protagonist Gordon Freeman wields a great deal of iconic weaponry, but only one gun rises above the rest. Slinging buzzsaws and grabbing mines, the Gravity Gun was as much a puzzle-solving tool as it was a deadly weapon, something Valve seems to have quite a knack for. With a unique style of fire and a wide range of projectiles, it's no surprise this quickly became an iconic gun in the gaming community. Designed by Dr. Eli Vance for the Resistance, the Gravity Gun has two modes of fire. The primary fire releases a beam of energy that forcefully knocks targets back. The secondary fire picks up objects and holds them in place in front of the gun. When used in combination, everyday objects and literal junk is turned into lethal missiles, effective at short to medium range. Depending on the item picked up, the damage and accuracy varied greatly. Anything from explosive barrels to cinder blocks to watermelons could be tossed around to different effectiveness. While the energy used by the gun never needed to be reloaded, after each shot, players did need to pick up a new item to throw at incoming enemies. Number 4. Doom's BFG 9000. For when you absolutely need to kill every last demon in the mother bleeding room quickly. The BFG, short for either Big F***ing Gun, Big Fragging Gun, Big Frickin' Gun, or Big Feck Gun, or honestly it stands for just about whatever you want it to stand for. The writer would like to note though that he will not stand for it standing for the Bioforce Gun, as we all are better off pretending the 2005 Doom motion picture never happened. Doom has its roots in early first-person shooter days, but has kept up with the times with modern releases and revisions. The ultimate gun in ultimate gaming history. This bringer of death and killer of demons was found in the final levels of Doom and has since been the wet dream of every gritty space marine to ever pick up a gun. Firing a fiery green plasma ball from energy cells, the max ammo was a standard 300, upgraded to 600 with a backpack power-up. Doing projectile damage and hit scan, a massive amount of damage could be doled out with a single shot, all without risk of splash damage to the marine himself. Not the fastest weapon by far, it is up there as one of the most deadly and definitely one of the most iconic. Number 3. Goldeneye 007's Golden Gun. A gun probably better known for its appearance in multiplayer than the campaign, Goldeneye's Golden Gun, and we're not talking about the gold PP7, was a one-shot wonder that was at the heart of many frantic game of cat and mouse. Literally a golden gun that could kill a player with just one shot, unless they stack up some serious armor and health, but you'd have to be pretty sneaky to hoard all of that. The holder of the gun held the power of life and death in their hand. All they needed was a steady aim and to hope that no one caught them while they were loaded. A golden gun of course needs golden bullets, though exactly what makes them so deadly we'll leave up to the Bond lore experts. Super spy, super science. Balancing out the one-hit lethality of this gun, its magazine size is a pitiful single bullet, having to reload after every single shot. To keep one player from dominating a match, it helped to set the match to the game type with two golden guns in play on the map. Still, this only moderately helped to deter players from camping with this iconic gun. Number 2. Gears of War's Lancer. Lancer. An early title on the Xbox 360, Gears of War came roaring onto the scene with its gritty world populated with nightmarish subterranean enemies and beefy men wielding chainsaws on their guns. We're focusing in specifically on the Mark II Lancer assault rifle with its chainsaw bayonet attachment, which left as big a mark on its foes as it did on gamers. Loud, violent, messy, and memorable, plenty of gamers can remember the first time they brought their chainsaw bayonet down on an enemy, especially on their friends in multiplayer. A cornerstone of the series, the Lancer would be found in all sequels and prequels in the series, though with some minor tweaks. Manufactured by the Coalition of Ordered Governments, it held 60 rounds and 11 magazines, and fired automatic with medium to high accuracy at medium range. The real pull, of course, was the chainsaw blade used at a close range, goring targets and spectacular finishing moves. Standard in most missions in the game, it was a popular choice in multiplayer in equal measure. Number 1. Portal's Portal Gun. When this student game turned breakout success from Valve was released in 2007, it took the internet by storm. This was in part due to the puzzle-solving game mechanics focused around orange and blue portals, and partly due to the game's clever writing and humor. At the heart of it all, or the core of it all, was the famed Portal Gun. Technically, it was the Aperture Science handheld portal device, but try saying that 10 times fast. Unlike the other guns on this list, the Portal Gun was not lethal, but more of a tool for solving puzzles. Upon hitting a surface covered in refined moon rock, shots opened holes in space-time, not people, and allowed for some pretty dizzying puzzle solving. Since Portal was not a multiplayer deathmatch kind of a game, the gun had no magazine and did not require reloading. The portals could still be used to drop, hurdle, or crush targets, though only 2 portals could be opened per gun at a time. Honestly, with how much distance it lets you cover, combined with the high rate of fire, point-and-click accuracy, and extreme long range, as it was shown to be able to fire a portal to the moon, while not being the most deadly, it is probably the most iconic gun on this list. You've been watching Leaderboard's most iconic guns in gaming. We want to hear what the most memorable gun from gaming is for you, so let us know in the comments below. I've been your host, Kyle Stover, and I want to thank you for watching. We've got new videos out every week, so be sure to hit that bell icon to join the notification squad and not miss out. Connect with us on social media, and if you like getting more from your game, subscribe to The Leaderboard, where we help you game smarter.